Hi guys, and welcome to another video. In this video we're going to be looking at holy staffs and the meta and breakdown guide. I'm looking forward to doing holy staffs because I have a bit of a warped sort of opinion with it. Our guild healer completely disagrees with me on some of my calls for it, but I think it'll be good. So we're going to get straight into it. Again, as always, we're going to be using the elder staff as the base one to show the passives and the skills. There are a lot on holy staffs, but we'll get straight into it. So we're going to use the holy staff as the base one, and we'll go straight into the skills. Every 4 activated spells, your heals become 20% stronger. The buff lasts for 3 seconds. Now, just to show you 0.8 second cast time, you can pretty much, if you were to spam Qs, you pretty much keep this up permanently. This is something that's really strong for playing around with your bigger heals later on. Energetic, every normal attack you restore 4 energy. In this game you can't change target while auto attacking, so you have to stay on the target you're on, which means this is trash. If they ever changed it that you could auto attack while not being targeted, if you set the auto attack and then change targets, then maybe this has a place, but at the moment this is just pretty trash. Magic Force, every 6 activated spells, your next normal attack will knock the enemy away and interrupt their spell casting. This is good if it saves it like a charge, because you could build this up and then use it for that one-off time when you need it, but I think the heal's just straight up stronger. Aggressive Caster, every 4 activated spells you gain a cast speed buff of 66.66% for 3 seconds. Again, which one's better? I'm not actually sure. I still think the Adrenaline one's better because you can use it, it benefits instants, it benefits channels, whereas this one only benefits your Q basically. But yeah, so that's the passives. We're going to go straight into the abilities. Flash Heal, heals the target for 95 HP and increases healing received by 6% for 6 seconds, stacks up to 2 times. If reapplied while on maximum stacks, all stacks are consumed and you restore 11 energy. The cast isn't interrupted by damage, which means it is always 0.8 seconds unless interrupted. Can be interrupted though. 11 energy cost, 12 meter range, 0 second cooldown, obviously 0.8 second cast time, so a real fast cast. It's rarely interrupted. The energy cost is low. You're basically getting a third back every 3 casts, so if you cast on the same target 3 times you're getting the third back. So it's pretty energy efficient. It's a decent range. It's longer than most mage. I think it's about the same as like the mage fire staff. So yeah, it's really good. It's got quite a lot of healing, and you can play around the healing receive buff as well with other abilities. That's quite an important thing to do for priests. Generous Heal, a strong healing spell which restores 195 HP. This cast is not disrupted by damage. So 17 energy cost, 1 second cast time, range 12 meters and cooldown 2 seconds. This is good if you're like maybe running as a second healer, but running as a main healer I think you always want to be using Flash Heal, just because the energy regained, the increased healing received, so you get the benefits of the spells, and it hasn't got a cooldown. Like, who wants a cooldown on their main spams heal? Yeah, I just don't see this being very good in most situations. I think Flash Heal probably takes the victory on that one. You then got Smite. Smite, an attack dealing 356 magical damage, 14 energy cost, 1.5 second cast time, range 12 meters and no cooldown. Very hard hitting actually, very surprising how much damage this does. Pretty long cast time, but truthfully this is obviously the only way holy staffs can really solo farm. It does do a lot of damage. Again, I've thought about running this with like a druidic staff or a nature staff and having holy and nature with one of them doing DPS, and I think I'd use the holy. It does a lot of base damage. Holy Blessing, heals a friendly target for 12 hit points per second for 8 seconds, grants bonus to healing received by 30% for 8 seconds. I personally love this ability. So it's good for leashing in that you can put this on a tank, the tank runs in, face tanks, you get all the aggro, he hits one, the mobs will run to you and he just takes that one mob. It's amazing for leashing. 30% bonus healing received is for everyone. Means if you run 2 healers, this is a great buff. It's also a hot, so you can just put it on and forget. It's got a very long duration considering it's a low cooldown. It's 8 seconds, so you lose it for 2 seconds. The energy cost isn't ridiculous. I really like this spell because you can use it with a lot of the ease to benefit the ease. Holy Beam channels holy power to heal target for 29 per stack. The longer the channel lasts, the more the target is healed. Energy cost 37, cast time channeled, range 12 meters, cooldown 10 seconds. So it lasts for like 6 seconds or 4 seconds or something. So it's a pretty lengthy channel. It will get interrupted in PvP. PvE, this is really good. It's pretty much 0 to 100 on any target. If you play with like the 2 lots of like the 12% healing received on this, it's pretty much 0 to 100 health, 100%. But it will get interrupted in PvP. I just don't see this having a place in PvP really. Enlightenment. You get a spiritual enlightenment which doubles your cast speed, increases your heal power by 15%, and increases your move speed by 20% for 6 seconds. So I like this to a point. For me, I'm not sure this beats out Holy Blessing. Holy Blessing can be cast on the move. The 0.8 seconds, you cast it fast enough anyway. It's a bigger energy cost. It's a longer cooldown, so there's longer times between being able to do these big heals. And the only thing you really benefit from that is the move speed. I don't think the cast time offers that much, other than being able to burn through your energy a lot quicker. Sacred Pulse. Cast a pulsating heal on a friendly target. That target then keeps healing allies in a 5 meter radius around it, healing for 35 per second for 5 seconds. It's not bad. It's a 1 second cast time, which is it's okay. It's 11 meter range, which is slightly shorter than other abilities, but still long enough that you can be able to cast it on everyone. Cooldown 15 seconds, lasts for 5 seconds, so you can keep it up a third of the time. Haven't really seen people use it. Again, I still think we keep coming back to Holy Blessing. I think this is still just straight up stronger. And then Resurrection. This will never get used in PvP. Resurrection. Resurrect a fallen ally. Energy cost 66. Cast time 1 second. Range 12 meters. Cooldown 30 seconds. So I've never seen someone use this, but obviously it is level 100 ability, so it'd be difficult to see people use it. Zerg vs Zerg, this maybe have a use if you get like a lot of people dropped. You could just instantly res someone. For PvE content, this would be amazing. But for PvP 5-man, I think if someone goes down, they're going to get executed pretty damn fast. So I just don't see this having a place. It's also a lot of energy to burn on trying to res someone. It may be, but until we see people start getting to that point, I don't think we're going to be able to test it, to be honest. And we're going to go into the ease now. Desperate Prayer instantly heals a friendly target for 167. So I haven't mentioned it in this video, but the item power is obviously based on, will obviously increase the numbers on the skills, so take them with a pinch of salt. It'll be different for your relative level. Instantly heals a friendly target for 167. If the target's health has been reduced to less than 40%, then it is instead healed for 357. So if you get someone at 40% health with 2 stacks of that, 1 of them, and then pop that, you're going to be healing them for close on 1,000. Like, you drop them from 40% to 100%, easy peasy. This is really strong. Running this with Ire Secrets offers you massive energy regen. You pretty much can't go unless you're just spamming abilities for the sake of it. You could run it with Sarcophagus just to give you that sort of defensive aspect. You could run it with Mistcaller, even if you wanted the cooldown reduction on like the Holy Blessing and the Desperate Prayer. There's so many different things you can do with this because it's one hand. I think this is probably in the top 2 for Holy Staffs. And there's another one I really like, which I'll go to in a second. So we've got the Great Holy Staff. Obviously all the other skills are the same. The only thing that changes is the E. Holy Explosion. Every enemy around you is knocked back, and up to 5 allies hit by the following explosions are healed for 83 health. 57 energy cost. Channeled cast. Range is obviously it's around yourself, and it's a 20-second cooldown. So I like this staff a lot. I think this is this is one of the top 2. I haven't rated them in 1 and 2. I think they are both equal for different things. I've used this, I always use this with every 4 activated spells. I get the heal buff, so I use this with a 20% heal, and this can top an entire group to full health. It's just crazy. It obviously knocks people back, so it's hard to interrupt. You need a ranged interrupt, which means crossbows. That's it, really. It's really strong. It's a 20-second cooldown, which realistically isn't that bad. It's an okay energy cost. Obviously it's a two-hand staff, so it means you start getting a bit more energy issues, but I think for just being able to peel off yourself or other ranged, this is really strong. And in fairness, if you get the synergy together to all dive in when you're about to use it and then pop it, you can just completely heal your team back to full health. Divine Staff. Divine Protection. Casts a shield on an ally which absorbs up to 2,324 damage. After 4 seconds, the shield collapses and heals allies in a 5-meter radius for 301. 57 energy cost, 0 cast time, range 12 meters, cooldown 30 seconds. This is good for that one-off moment if someone's getting focused to like near dead. It gives you an extra defensive cooldown. People have to react well though with a shield to try and get in 5 meters as many allies as possible to heal, to benefit off the heal. I think the other two offer something better on lower cooldowns, to be honest. I don't think this has a place as much as people thought it did originally. We're going to go into the artifact staffs now. So this is the tier 1 artifact, I believe it is. This is the tier 1 artifact, and I'm going to go straight into the E. Holy Touch. Channeled heal, which repeatedly heals an ally in close range. Each tick heals for 119 and also removes all negative effects. 55 energy cost, cast time 0 seconds. It says that about the cast time. It does say it's a channeled heal. I've not actually managed to get my hands on one of these to test. I believe you actually just stand in the middle and channel it, and it just heals the closest person to you. Range 3 meters, which means they have to literally be stood on your head, and 10-second cooldown. So this sucks, and people are going to question that because it removes all negative effects, therefore it must be good. It removes all negative effects if they can get within 3 meters of you. My logic is if you were within 3 meters of someone, you probably don't need to worry about the negative effects on them because you're going to be worried about healing them. So maybe it has its place against a really like debuff team, but at the moment I just don't think it's very, very good. And being within 3 meters is never good in PvP. You always want to be spread. And finally we have Fallen Staff. Salvation. Creates a ground area that will charge up for several seconds. I believe it's around 4 seconds. Once it is fully charged up, it will heal up to 5 allies inside for 456 and additionally remove any movement impairment and debuff effects. Energy cost 90. Yes, that is massive. Cast time 1.5 seconds, range 11 meters and cooldown 30 seconds. Trash. Absolutely trash. So it's a decent sized area on the floor. The problem is you will either get peeled out of it, or 2 people are going to dive in and fight you in it because you have to stack. Therefore I play Curse Staff as my main weapon. If I saw 5 people jump into there, I'm just going to be pumping damage left, right and centre into them, and that heal isn't going to match my damage as a solo Curse Staff. Like if we had our Clarent Blade walk into the middle of them as well, if 5 people wanted to jump in, he's going to have a party. I just don't think this is very good. It's a long cast time, it's a massive energy cost. Using this you may get it off once in a fight, but after that you're going to be dead. You haven't got the energy to sustain keep using that. So that is Holy Staffs. I think I prefer Holy to Nature at the moment just because of how weak Nature is with Curse Staff being so popular. I think it has a lot of ways to deal with being focused, more so than Nature. I think Nature's good for group damage, Holy's good for single target healing. Funny, that's basically the same as WoW, that Nature was the AoE, the Druid was the AoE, and Priest were the single target. But anyway, I'm going to love you and leave you guys. Like, comment, subscribe as you normally do. Check out the Twitch, and hope you've enjoyed the video. Good night, guys.